doing, YouTube? Mark from Like-Minded Lunatics coming at you with another rock report. I hope you're doing well. My wife and I got to see the Black Crowes and Dirty Honey yesterday. That was 8/15/2021. The Black Crowes performed at the Germania Amphitheater here at the Circuit of Americas in Austin, coming at you with a rock report. So how did it go, Mark? Well, let me just say, I didn't know what to expect. I was a huge fan of the Shake Your Moneymaker album when it came out in 1990, 31 years ago. That blows my mind, makes me feel old as hell. But I was a huge fan of this first album. It stayed on constant rotation in my little group of friends. And I didn't know what to expect because I knew that the rift between Chris and Rich Robinson, the brothers, so Chris is the lead singer and Rich plays guitar. Their feud has been well reported. You know, apparently these two brothers had a huge falling out over who owned the band, who controlled the band, that kind of stuff. I didn't know what to expect, but I'm here to tell you, boy, this was a great show. You guys, great show. They play the Shake Your Moneymaker album all the way from the first track to the end. They go in order, the track list order of the album, and they sounded just fantastic. Now, Dirty Honey opened for them, and if you're not familiar with them, let me pull up the Chrome feed there. If you're not familiar with them, it's a great band out of California, and they sound like they sound like maybe a mixture between Tesla and maybe Great White or Aerosmith. Great sound on these guys. And this is the song they opened with. This is Gypsy. So let's take a listen real quick to these guys. Now again, this was a great opening band. My only quibble with the opening band was I felt like it was a little short. I feel like Dirty Honey, they played for maybe 25 minutes, maybe if that. And I don't know if that was because we had a storm here in Austin yesterday and there was a lot of lightning and things like that. So I'm wondering if maybe their set got abbreviated just a little bit. But if there's one quibble I had, they didn't play long enough. They played their big hits. They played California Dreaming and Sevens. They also did a great cover of Aerosmith's Last Child. Great cover of that. And they sounded fantastic. So that was a great opener. I was a little disappointed at the length. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of those guys. But then, man, Black Crowes started, and first off, their stage show is fantastic. Their stage show essentially looks like a down and dirty juke joint, all the way down to a bartender who literally stays on stage the entire time cleaning glasses. I mean, that guy stayed up there for a good 2 hours, just play acting, cleaning glasses. Dedication to his craft. They've got some great backup dancers, or not dancers, but great backup singers, and they sounded fantastic. They kicked the show off with Twice as Hard. Again, they went track by track on Shake Your Moneymaker, and Chris sounds fantastic. And just look at that, man. He looks like one of the things I love about the Black Crowes is they're obviously just a great forward rock and roll band, but they've got one foot in the blues and another foot in soul. And I love how they started this off. You know, he looks like he could be leading maybe a Mardi Gras crew in that outfit. He's got that white outfit on. Is he a preacher at a revival, or is he a rock and roll singer? You don't know. Maybe it's both. But boy, he sounds great and he looked great. And let's hear one of my personal favorites here. She Talks to Angels. Oh, great song. And just check out this performance by the band.
Yeah. more fun after you meet her family. She pulls her shades down tight. Yes, my girl, give a smile when the pain comes. The pain, the only thing to make it alright. Oh,
What about that, folks? I mean, wow, Chris Robinson's voice. I mean, you know, there's a little gravel on that asphalt, but boy, it still sounds good, doesn't it? My goodness, he can still hit those high notes. He can still just command presence with that voice. He just belts it out. Great, great performance. And, you know, for me, you know, I'm waiting the entire night to hear Hard to Handle, or at least I would be. Not on this tour, because that's midway through that album. So that's in the first, like, 20 minutes of the show. And man, it was so good. And again, look at the stage show on this thing. Looks like a juke joint. We've got two of the backup singers on looks like a back porch. And then we've got over here, we've got the bartender. I don't know if you can see it very well. But man, great stage show. Guys, let me just say, they killed it. They killed it last night, you know? And, man, it was a great show. And I feel like the Black Crowes, to me, have always felt like that band that plays in a juke joint. They feel like a down and dirty bar band, not a huge stadium tour. And I love the fact that they reflected that in the stage show. I mean, they're at a huge amphitheater here in Austin, but, you know, I can hear the brothers in my head. Now, it needs to look like a bar. It needs to look like a bar. It needs to look like someplace where you can hear people breaking on the pool table almost over the band, where there's maybe a fight that breaks out over here, and you have to buy 2 beers and hold them at the same time because the bartender's so slow. That's what it should look like, and that's what it felt like. It was a great, great night. You know, the only thing that, again, I had a quibble with was I felt like Dirty Honey kind of got shafted just a little bit. I would have liked to have seen them just a little bit more. And then the other thing, this is obviously not the Black Crowes' fault, but boy, it was just not, you know, not a lot of people there. Not a lot of people there. If I had to guess, I would say that Germania was maybe a quarter of the way filled up. But I get it. I get it. You know, my wife and I are being very, very safe at these shows. We're doing the N95 masks, and you know, we watch our hygiene pretty well. There are other folks who are not doing that. In fact, there was a gentleman who was right in front of us, and about 3/4 of the way through the show, he pulls out a joint, which is great, you know. I feel like the Black Crowes, if there's any band that you're going to get a little high to, probably Black Crowes. You know, you lay in the grass and you just kind of, you melt into the grass. I feel like they're conducive to that. But then he proceeds to light his joint, and then he hands it to the gentleman next to him, who was obviously not with him. This gentleman, oh, well, thank you, sir. And he takes a hit and he gives it back. And the guy's like, no, give it to your girlfriend, too. So, oh, really? Oh, it's very, very kind of you. So he gives it to his girlfriend. And then he tells them, keep passing it down. They pass this joint to like 7 people. It gets back to the original guy. And I'm thinking, first off, how many herpes are on that thing? And second of all, how much COVID's in it? That's a COVID joint at this point. It was a little concerning. So that was concerning to me. But boy, it was a great, great show. If you like the first album, the Shake Your Moneymaker album, I highly recommend trying to get out there and see it. It was fantastic, and I absolutely loved it. Now, just like I did on the Atlantis one, I'm going to go ahead and rate these according to Hetfields. So the rating scale goes like this. 1 Hetfield means the show failed. Whoever put the show together should just be flogged publicly. 2 Hetfields is, they didn't even hit the bare minimum. They did okay, I guess. No one died and no one passed out drunk, but it wasn't great. 3 Hetfields means you did average. You came out and you did what you needed to do, but you didn't do anything extra. You did what you needed to do, and that was it. 4 Hetfields means it's a great concert. You have to see it. You have to go out and see it. You don't want to miss this one. 5 Hetfields, stratosphere. Stratosphere. It's a concert for the record books. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to give this one 4. 4 Hetfields. We're giving them 4 Hetfields. I did that with Atlantis as well, and my wife was like, Mark, why'd you give 4? That was a great concert. Should have gotten 5. Yes, it was great. I would recommend everyone see it. But do I think it will be written about in the record books of rock and roll? I don't know. I don't know if it's quite there. But does it get a 4? Hell yeah, hands down. You got to see it. You got to go see this show. And if there's one thing that I can tell you too that really just tickled me the entire show was that their keyboard player, their piano player, he looks a lot like the caddy in Happy Gilmore. He looks like Happy Gilmore's homeless caddy. He can play the keys, but you don't want him to navigate the grade on the links. But anyway, folks, let me know in the comments what you think. Have you seen this show? What were your thoughts on the show? Did you enjoy it? Did you have fun? Let me know in the comments. And take care of yourselves, folks. Be safe out there and be excellent to each other. We should always do that. And party on, dudes.